What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos. Welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table, hosted by Wrestling Republic. I am joined by none other than the regular guest of the show, one of the OGs got me coming to be, which is obviously Soul. How you doing, Soul?
I am pretty good, pretty good. I'm seeing the comments about my next purchase, and I'm a bit fucking frightened, honestly.
Yes, I've seen a couple of them as well. So yes, if everyone had missed the last stream when we was reviewing night one of WrestleMania, Soul did put out a little question to everyone saying what should be his next title purchase. And yeah, it's got so far it's gotten some very interesting requests. So far I've
Yeah,
seen the European title is being
yep.
requested. And any women's belt. And I've
Oh
seen the
god.
hardcore. I think not the hardcore one, but yeah, European and a women's title belt. I've seen
Yeah,
on the comments.
they're the main ones I've seen at the moment, which are good choices. Women title. Which women's title would I fucking go for? But hey, we'll leave that poll open until the next episode when we review Ring of Honor, and that will be the final decision where we will make what belt I will purchase. And if it's over 900 quid, fuck you all, I'll be bankrupt.
Fair play, fair play. So yeah, make sure you get your requests in. The one that's got the most requests is obviously going to be the next purchase. Obviously, if
you want to make the questions, go to the Wrestling Republic Instagram page. There's a wee little reel there. Just comment down there any belt that you can think of on the WWE Euro Shop or Fandu or anything. Just comment, and we'll see what we can do.
Defo. So but yeah, on to tonight's show, and we are going to be talking about night two of WrestleMania, the most stupendous WrestleMania, and of course we're going to be dabbling about Raw after Mania as well. Yeah, we got some reservations. Well, I got some reservations on that, but yeah, let's before we get into that, make sure you like, share, unsubscribe to the channel. It goes a long way, and of course, follow us on all the social medias at Wrestling Republic, and at official_TITTT. And but yeah, without further ado, let us take it to the table. Okay. All right. So WrestleMania night 2. How was it? How was it for you?
I saw a lot of people thought that this night was going to suck, and I honestly thought it was maybe not as good as night one, but on par level, sort of.
Yeah, I would say it was obviously that one surprised everyone. Hell of a shit. So that's why they thought night two's got a lot to live up for. Even I was saying that. But after like sitting down and letting it all settle in, the night one was the wrestling show. Night two was definitely the entertainment side, the sports entertainment side.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it was way more just entertainment and all the wacky stuff. Not to say that it was crap. I mean, it was its own show, so to speak. Besides getting to the main event, but yeah, I thought it was cool as its own. Not one for me was better. I think also because of the fact that it surprised me. I was expecting to be a weak weekend all round. I thought it was going to be absolute dog shit, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But yeah, definitely was tolerable. Definitely, it was cool. But of course, as we're going to go into each match, give our thoughts on each one of them, and of course, any gripes, any positives, cons, all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's go start with the card, which before we get into that, actually, reverse. The show actually started with Triple H coming out. And this was his first main roster appearance since last year. He obviously showed up in NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Nice for Ciampa.
Yeah, and he sounded like, he looked like he was like gifting him away, like, you've done everything here, thank you for your service type of thing. But yeah, this was his first main roster appearance in a lengthy while. Didn't say much, just kept it nice and short and sweet. He basically said that, I'm just gonna do what I do, entertain you guys one way I know how, and that was he basically welcomed everyone to WrestleMania. And not only that, he placed his boots in the middle of the ring as well as the mic. Usually that signifies that he is retiring, he's done. Yeah, kept it short and sweet. Said his, hugged his family at the sun by the barricades, and yeah, that was it. So yeah, what did you think of that when he showed up and basically confirming his retirement?
I thought it was a good way to start it off with a nice humble feeling. So I feel like it was that thing in the air, like what's Triple H gonna do? Is he gonna just leave it as a post thing on the internet in the interview, not continuing, but putting that nice thing in the ring at WrestleMania is nothing better that you really could send off a legendary career like that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, say what you want about the guy, the reign of terror and the controversial storylines and all that stuff. That guy has put in the work. And if anything, he's done as much as the bit in the business as much as maybe Undertaker did. I think his accolades and how he's, especially putting over, well, now since he's, not as, full time, but, putting over the younger talent, how he's built up NXT. He made certain deals with certain people that had left WWE and Vince on bad terms. He brought them back to the fold, like Ultimate Warrior. That was like closure. Bruno Sammartino, those are the two biggest ones I'd say.
I see Triple H is just as good as a wrestler as he is a businessman.
Yeah, 110%. Yeah, it was definitely made for the business, and yeah, like he's part of my childhood. For better and for worse. But yeah, it was pretty fascinating to see someone that I've definitely grown up with, compared to your Ric Flairs and your Hulk Hogan's. I knew them at the tail end of their career, but this guy has been there for the majority of me being a wrestling fan, and to see him actually retire, I guess, in his own terms as well. And just seeing that fulfillment and him riding off into the sunset it was pretty cool. Very nice way to start the show. Yeah, can't think of all I could. Thank you, Triple H. And yeah, I think this is definitely obviously the guy's got a defibrillator in his heart. He's not going to be doing Undertaker saying never say never or anything like that.
No,
I think,
the man,
he's done
the man. No one last chance. It would be a bit insulting just to try and do that to him.
100%. I mean, maybe do a pedigree here and there. That's fine. Just not full blown. Not full blown.
Yeah,
but yeah,
just do it now if you take over the company.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So yeah, then the show started, which was of course the triple threat tag team match for the Raw tag team championships, which consisted of RK Bro, the current tag team champions, against Street Profits and Alpha Academy. What a great way to start. I mean, this was a bit of a step up compared to night one. What would you say?
I think what the main theme for Mania is just subverting expectations. A lot of these matches I thought were just going to be bland, dull background noise, but it's really stuff you want to pay attention to listen to. I mean, 100%. Look at Alpha Academy. I think when they debuted, everyone just knocked them off as just a dumb mishmash of characters, and now look at them. Fucking well done. And Chad Gable as well. I hated that shoosh gimmick at the start when he started doing it. Now I think it's fucking hilarious.
I mean, it's the total opposite. I still freaking hate it, but it's more tolerable. I mean, even when that last night, well, it was about Raw. Like it didn't really grate me as much. I still don't like it, but yeah, it's just tolerable now. But yeah, I totally agree. This one started off the pay-per-view at a more solid start. They made sure they put the work in. RK Bro is over as hell. And the crazy spots, the typical Montez Ford flipping over the turnbuckle, and the crazy RKOs out from both Riddle and Orton as well.
Man, they were fucking great.
Very, 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 very good. Not up there with the top threes or top fives RKOs, but it was still nice. It was still up there.
It's not that Matt Sydal one for a clue, right?
Is that your number one, or is the Seth Rollins one your number one?
I want to say this Matt Sydal one is my number one because I just think that's more impressive.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, that was my number one. Seth Rollins one is my number two, and then even if I had to say number three, I'd say number three would be the one he did to Carlito. That one was nice.
My number three would be the one he did against Punk at Mania.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. Fair play. Fair play. All right. Yeah, that was a nice one. That was a nice one. But yeah. Moving on. Of course, the RK Bro retained in their match as well. Very solid. And yeah, then obviously they went to the next match, which was the match that everyone wants to see. Bobby Lashley against Omos. Now this one was a bit of a down for me. Shout out to Summer Miller. But yeah, this one was that's the match that no one asked for. I was pleasantly surprised by the finish. I was totally expecting Omos to win. Okay, so yeah, but Lashley won. But yeah, it was this. I don't know what it is with Vince and having the one tall guy that can't move for shit. He does it numerous times, and he just never learns. This guy is still green. I can't take him seriously as a wrestler. He doesn't have the wrestler look. He's just lanky and just stiff. Bob Lashley did spear, but for some reason he decided to spear his back. The commentator tried to obviously cover that, saying it was, it was aiming for the kidneys. No, it was just awfully timed, to the point where he had to do it again, and then it landed properly, and then he got the win.
I think Omos just deserves more time in developmental NXT. Nothing against the guy. It's just that he could be something great if he was given more time.
Yeah, he's not ready. You could tell that he's a fish out of water. There's numerous times where you can blatantly hear him talking to the ref, saying like, "What should I do next? Is it time to do this? Is it time to do that?" Yeah, he's literally learning on the job, and I don't know what's with Vince with tall dudes that move like stickmen. It's really weird. But yeah, I take you agree he wasn't really fitting this match.
No, I'm surprised to put the bathroom break match on so early.
Fair play, definitely. This was definitely a bathroom match. I could care less about this one. I was mostly on my phone when this was happening, but yeah, good to see Lashley Black. Lashley Black? Of course he's black. Good to see Lashley return to his original colors. He's good to see Lashley back. And I'm very curious about this face run. To me, I thoroughly enjoyed his heel run. I don't think he was running out of steam. But yeah, let's just see if they're gonna go back to the flat cap and talking about his sisters. And remember that was fun, wasn't it?
Maybe he'll get Leo Rush back.
Oh my god, imagine that.
Lashley.
That was good though. That was good. But yeah, that was the end of that match. One thing I must say, it's my head, so I'm gonna get out. I'm getting out of my head, my chest. What didn't you think there was an overabundance in video packages this whole Mania?
Oh yes, fucking hell! It was like, oh yeah, you've probably seen the last Mania. You probably were even there, but let's recap it all for you. Why not?
Every single match.
It's pretty much like the full fucking matches as well, or at least all the main parts, so you get what happened. It was like fucking hell. Are you really that desperate for time? Is that probably because they cut all the pre-show shit and it's like, well, we got all this time. Fuck it.
It was even worse on the first night. Like you said, a 2-hour pre-show with nothing but video packages, probably repeating them again and again. Yeah, it was really weird. Like they couldn't think of anything else to put on. Why not promote Raw? Why not promote SmackDown? Whatever, just like anything.
Like NXT, promote NXT, or do like even segments backstage. I remember obviously 28 because it's one of my favorite Manias. Like all the backstage stuff they would have of like the two teams, Laurinaitis teams and the Ace team, and then it would bump into Punk, and then Laurinaitis would be like, "Hey, you would be disqualified in that match," and then it leads on the storyline continuation. Like, "Hey, you could have skipped this backstage, but you would have actually got a bit of nice story detail if you watched it."
Like, yeah, they really cut back on segments for sure, especially during Mania. I
I mean, even
Yeah.
for this match right here, you could have had a really good segment with Bobby and MVP backstage, which
Yeah.
would have led on to something that happened at Raw.
Mm, yeah. I hope they actually learned from this, realizing that they replayed too much of the same shit, and just bring back the segments. You do it with every other pay-per-view. You got 2 nights. You're not stressed. You're not stressed for time. But that's another thing I would also say about this pay-per-view. This night 2 was more paced, better paced,
Mm-hmm.
both in the matches and as a whole pay-per-view. I'd say that's what we said about the other one was timing issue was all over the place. But yeah, on to the next match was of course Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville in an anything goes match, aka hardcore match.
This was
Um,
brilliant.
yeah, I agree. This one was pretty fun, entertaining as you would expect. Obviously cameos from some of the Jackass crew. You saw Wee Man pretty
Wee
much
Man,
doing
Chris
a
Pontius, Jeff
yeah,
Tremaine was in the audience as well. Some of the new guys from the fourth
yes.
Jackass movie were there. Especially if you were a Jackass fan, there was a lot of the contraptions that were from the old movies that really just brought a smile to my eye.
No, 110%. It was pretty. Hold on, hearing a little man in the background. Sorry, guys, but yeah, he was. It was nice little cameos, nice little spots. The ending didn't go off as swimmingly as they'd hoped.
Yeah, a bit
um,
of a hiccup, but that's
a little
Jackass.
bit. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, there was uh, even though it was a bit unbearing hearing Michael Cole fake laugh all throughout the whole match. And he's saying, and then when it came to the hand spot, it was like, you got to give a hand to him. I'm just like, that's so cringe. Clearly, Vince said that. That was definitely Vince.
Mate, I tell you what, though, it was nice to see Mark Henry and Mae Young's child at WrestleMania.
What?
Whenever she gave birth
Oh,
to
flipping hell.
Henry.
Yeah, that was yeah, definitely. Um, but yeah, that was pretty fun. What else was there? The mousetrap table. That was
Mm-hmm.
funny.
The
Um,
bowling ball.
the bowling ball as well.
And Sami
Um,
Zayn punk kicking Wee Man in the face.
yes.
Fucking
Um,
glorious. Great
uh,
match. Way better than it was meant to be. So really over delivered.
100%. So yeah, that was pretty solid. Very good win for Johnny Knoxville. I predicted this as well. It was going to be him as well with the Jackass crew. It just had to be done.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, next up was now the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match for the Women's Tag Team titles. Yeah, mouthful. So yeah, this consisted of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Sasha Banks and Naomi, Natalia and Shayna Baszler, and of course the current tag team champions, which was of course Queen Zelina and Carmella. Um, Another match I could care less for.
Do you know what's
This
kind of funny that their graphic there has the previous champion side plates on it?
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Good looking out on that. Yeah,
That's been a
yes,
while.
it shows how much they could care less about this damn thing. Um, so yeah, I honestly don't remember anything of this match. I'll be honest. Uh, it
Yeah, I
was
wasn't even paying attention. All I remember was seeing was Sasha Banks came out in a Lamborghini, and Naomi. I think Naomi had the best entrance there out of the whole lot of them.
yeah. A lot of the crowd participated in it with the neon lights, the flash sticks. It was pretty good. They had the best entrance. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, the match was, I guess, because how it all just came together, I could care less for. The right people won,
Mm-hmm.
of course. So, of course, Naomi and Sasha Banks are your new women's tag team champions. Finally, a dub for Sasha Banks at Mania.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's
but
a tag team title, which is weird.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. She has come into Mania as women's champion a couple of
Mm-hmm.
times, isn't it? Or was it
Last
just
year as
once?
well against Belair.
Yeah. So, she's coming as champion, never left as champ. But yeah, this is the first time she has. Happy for her. And but yeah, the match itself was completely forgettable. At first,
Mm-hmm.
there was one point where like it was just between Carmella and Naomi for the longest of time. So I was wondering, was this an elimination match? Did I miss something? But
Yeah,
yeah, they just took a bit long on that. But doesn't matter.
yeah, and then
New champ.
Carmella has to get her stupid face mask on, and it costs her the match. So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
Fucking
See
dumb.
it
Worst
again.
match of the night, honestly.
Worst match of the night. Okay, fair
I mean,
enough. Fair
then I
enough.
say that, and then I think of Bobby Lashley and Omos, and I was just like, kind of fucking inside.
Understandable, understandable. But yeah, definitely one of the worst, 100%. So yeah, next up was of course AJ Styles versus Edge.
This
Boy,
whoa.
Edge's theme and entrance wasn't
Entrance.
that?
The fucking purple is the most evilest color in the world, and it's
I know,
beautiful.
but yeah, it works on him so good, man. It's like clearly he's the new, obviously the new attraction of Mania. He's the new Undertaker, basically. And yeah, he worked it. I love the chair coming up, got the
Mhm.
brood elements, and the theme music is banging.
It's
Uh,
fucking good. It's the fact that like Edge says like, "You think you know me? Haha, you never did," and it's the little bits are so fucking
yeah,
brilliant.
you could clearly tell that he controlled that stuff. He controlled everything from the
Yeah,
entrance music. It wasn't no generic stuff. He had his full hand in this. And so and he deserves it.
yeah. I mean,
Killed it.
I think this could be Edge's best heel run if he keeps going at
Ooh,
this well done level.
that's I mean, that's big talk, but we'll
I
see.
think I think this could be really brilliant. I just can see Edge as this masterful, suited figure that's very calm and collective, but when needs to be, will pop the fuck off and concerto you to hell.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. He just reminds me of the devil.
Yeah.
He's a literal. Is like if the devil was an actual person, that is him. Like he kind of reminds me of remember that guy that used to manage Abyss? Can't remember what his name is. You know the
Oh,
Abyss, don't you?
yeah, best from impact.
Yeah, yeah. He had this guy, and he looked like the devil as well. He had the pointy eyebrows, everything. Long gray hair. He literally looked like the devil's advocate. This is obviously WWE's version of Ed, but he does it much better. Um,
What do you think
but
about AJ getting injured by the stage?
yeah, what the fuck happened there?
I have no fucking clue. I watched it multiple times, and I honestly thought it was like, did I put the pyro hit him in the face or something? But it's
I'm just
really
wondering,
funny.
did he do a Goldberg and injure himself backstage or something?
Possibly,
Because
maybe he tripped or something and skid his face, or
maybe so, because even he was just like, you could tell he was pissed because he was walking down and he wiped his hand. He was just like, fuck, I must look like an idiot right now. Like it was just so weird. But yeah, that was hilarious. But other than
we,
that, in terms of the
yeah,
match, fucking chef's
match of
kiss.
the night. Would you say match of the night?
Yes, for this match, yeah, this night, 100%. This was way more enjoyable. But obviously, people are saying, "Oh, it was a bit slow," But this was a story match. This
Yes.
told a story. You shouldn't expect spot fests. That's not
No, no, no.
Edge, and that's not AJ Styles anymore. But yeah, this match told a story, told
What do
it
you
to
think of
perfection.
what do you think of Edge's stable that he's building up?
I'm loving it. This is refreshing. Is his version of the Brood, I'd say. He's kind
Mm.
of passing it down, and the name that obviously that's been added to it, as well as the possible names that's been rumored to join. I'm liking it. I'm really, really liking it. And because by looks of it, he will have full creative control over it. I have full I have full trust in this. So yeah, obviously during the match, Damian Priest just randomly showed up, obviously distracted AJ Styles.
Mhm.
He was just like, okay, let me go for the phenomenal forearm, try to finish this out. No, it didn't work. He got speared out of his boots midair. Beautifully done. 1, 2, 3, Edge wins. I know there was rumors of Edge possibly having a stable, but they wasn't sure how imminent it was. Obviously, pretty much right on that night. And yeah, it looks like he's basically his opposite, his twin, because he was mimicking certain movements that Edge was doing.
Yeah.
So it's different. I'm liking it. I'm really, really liking it. It fits Damian Priest. Now this gives him of a purpose because I didn't know how to identify Damian Priest before this. You know
No,
what I mean?
definitely.
So now this is giving him more of an identity, more of a make me more not necessarily relate to him, but make me care for him. You
I
know what I
think it would
mean?
be really cool if Edge names like each has like a stable member, but they represent chess pieces. Have him
Okay.
be the king.
Yeah.
I know Damian Priest might as well make him the bishop,
Yeah.
and then you could have knight, rook, and pawn. So maybe have like the rook be a powerhouse guy or girl even. So maybe I would say someone like Rhea Ripley would be good for that.
Yeah, yeah, and they have said that. Funny enough, the rumors going on that by the additional members, it could be Rhea Ripley, and what happened on Raw is kind of leaning towards that kind of, and Tommaso Ciampa. That
Yeah,
would be very interesting.
mate, with the way
That
his
would give me
entrance is with that fucking hood, the leather hood, mask, and all that, mate,
yes,
he's built for that.
yeah. I mean, that would give him some purpose. That give me more of belief that he will survive on the main roster, give him purpose because I did fear that he was going to be chasing for the 24/7 championship, like in a matter of weeks. So yeah, if he does actually join, I would love to see it. And yeah, it's definitely the most exciting thing on Raw right now.
Yeah,
110%.
fuck
Definitely
yeah.
the most exciting thing. Numero Superfly is joined up, of course. He is a frequent viewer of the show. Welcome back. He says, given the rumors of more members being added to Edge's Dark faction, should Rhea Ripley join so she can go full on dark and brutal? I'm down for
Yes.
Rhea Ripley. Again, gives her more purpose because I don't like this thing where they keep shoving her into tag teams. She can be a solo superstar, but putting her in a faction than a team rather than a team is better. That I think that's better, and it gives her more of a purpose, not just chasing for the most dead weight title of all titles, the women's tag team titles. You know what I mean? Just go on a rampage, bring all the titles, or try to bring all the titles to Edge's faction. Go for the Raw
If you
Women's
want it to be
title.
a super edge lord, give her a PS2, Shadow the Hedgehog, and play through that for 30 hours.
Oh, speaking of Shadow the Hedgehog, everyone go and see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I watched
Fuck
that earlier
yes.
today. Very good shit. Very good movie. Very good
Fuck
movie.
yeah. That's why I did instead of watching Night 1 of Mania.
Say again?
That's why I did instead of watching Night 1 of Mania.
Fair enough.
I got my
Very,
priorities.
yeah, that was very, very enjoyable movie. But yeah, going back on this, yeah, definitely Rhea Ripley, Tommaso Ciampa. I can't have anyone else off the top of my head. Maybe bring a Liv, maybe, I don't know, just for fun,
It
whatever.
could be
Or
bring
her.
Liv in as well, or Alexa Bliss, whatever the hell she's doing.
No, don't do it. I want old school Alexa Bliss. I'm tired of this dark shit. She ruined it. They buried it to the ground. No, bring back old school Alexa. Definitely. Matthew says, who's the 24/7 champion again? It is Reggie.
Reggie and who's the person who's been kissed? Tamina. They've been sharing it.
No, Dana.
No, isn't it?
Not,
Oh no, it's Tamina's with Akira Tozawa.
yeah.
What
It's
the fuck
yeah,
is that storyline?
yeah, fucking dead weight story. But yeah, Reggie and Dana Brooke are banging and sharing the title. Very weird.
What the fuck?
It's so it's kind of weird as well because in real life she actually just got engaged, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, next up after this match was of course the New Day versus Ridge, Holland, and Sheamus. Now, before you even get to this, I just gotta say this.
Man, you're just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
Yeah, this was a bit of a dud, shall we say?
The only good thing I can see coming out of this is they got WrestleMania payday.
120%. So they did this guy's dirty. So basically, of course, this was meant to originally be for night one, but due to time constraints, they had to be cut. There was obviously people weren't sure if they were going to be even on Mania or maybe even put in the pre-show. They got put on the card. Fair enough. Even though the build to this was mediocre, they're on Mania. It's the New Day. It is what it is. But basically, this boiled down to Butch being a racist scrappy dude, just having something against black people. I don't know what it was. He was just so adamant to get at both Kofi and Xavier Woods.
You're gonna have segments now of Butch backstage having like a big white sheet and being like, "Yeah,
oh for fuck's sake." Oh my god. Yeah,
I'm
it
fucking
was.
Keegan's first Mania. He's butch and he's at a fucking ringside.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And not only that, they basically squashed the New Day. Ridge Holland and Sheamus squashed the New Day in less than 3 minutes.
You're a donut. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. You're stupid. Dumb.
Well said, JME. That was yeah. Wasn't really good. Wasn't really good. Definitely for me, this is probably the worst match of the night. Because it just did them wrong. Did them wrong. You know,
I
there was
mean,
even a
you
tribute
blink
to
and
Big
it's
E
over.
as well. Sorry?
You just blink and it's over. These squad.
Yeah, blinking it's over. There was a a nice fitting tribute to Big E that came out in the singlet and the same attire that he won the WWE Championship in. Yeah, they just did them wrong. Feel bad for them, but they got paid. That's the most important thing. So
Might as well paid. That's it.
yeah, definitely. So moving swiftly on to quite possibly, definitely one of the matches of the night. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. And hey, I gotta say, Pat McAfee's theme song, beautifully
Seven Nations
chosen.
Army. How the fuck does Pat McAfee get like one of the best songs a crowd can have?
The best guitar riffs ever.
Yes,
The most
best guitar riffs ever, and everyone else just gets fucking generic YouTube copyright free MP4 music.
That's how you know he's Vince's boy, man. That's how you know he's Vince's boy. But awesome start, very well chosen theme song, and Austin Theory getting all the heat, and Vince was before even that, Vince obviously came down and basically introduced Austin Theory as the next Universal Champion. I was just like, okay.
It's weird how he's a Universal and not WWE champion, eh?
That's what I'm saying.
Is Austin on SmackDown?
I don't even know what. No, he's Raw. He's a Raw star. Yeah, he is. He's a Raw superstar.
Do you think that's maybe Vince has just slipped up and they're like, I've just sold who's going to take the title of Roman?
I think it's either one, he just doesn't care about the WWE title. He cares more about the Universal Championship. 2, he may have already spoiled that Austin Theory may be winning Money in the Bank and cashing in. Or 3, the guy is a senile and think that he's just got the Universal Championship. You know, it's freaking weird.
It's blue. There's blue lights. Yeah, he's got the title.
It's either one of the 3. It's definitely either one of the 3. Either way, he introduced him, basically gave him the Drew McIntyre treatment in his first run.
Yeah, keyword.
Introduced him. Great match. Fun moments. Very good. Pat McAfee was on commentary while beating down Austin Theory.
Just like him jumping up to the top rope.
Doing the shot on Benjamin. That was nice. Yeah, that was good.
Bomb was good.
But I always knew he was going to be good. Like his match against Adam Cole, loved it. One of my favorite NXT matches. He can go. Definitely knows what he's doing. He has his own ring in his podcast studio, so he's always training, doing all kinds of madness. So definitely happy for him. Of course, he didn't win. He almost came to close. No, he did win. Yeah, he did win. My bad. Apologies. He did win. And it was great match. I didn't expect him to win. I thought that Theory was going to win because obviously it's Vince's boy. But he came with a W. Vince was not impressed. He was basically just effing and blinding at Theory. Pat McAfee said,
basically then 1999 happened.
Yes, 1999.
What the fuck?
Basically Vince, Pat McAfee obviously invites him in. Vince undresses himself, comes up with the same old vest that he usually does. He looks jacked, but it's not jacked. It's
like deflated balloon.
Yeah, it's weird.
I kind of wish he pulled out a do-rag.
Sorry?
I wish he pulled out a do-rag. Give me a do-rag, Vince.
No, he doesn't want to get canceled. Fuck that noise. No, he doesn't want to get canceled. That would be hilarious if he did, though. He's going to put it on.
Again. Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck.
So, he comes in looking like Rumble Man from Ready to Rumble. boxing. And yeah, he still kind of got it though. He threw in a couple good clotheslines. Like they were a bit lighthearted, but they looked decent.
I mean, have you heard of the stories of Vince training? He wakes up at 5 a.m., listens to
Oh yeah,
AC/DC, and just like, Jesus Christ.
he's nuts. He's freaking nuts. Like he's I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and he said, yeah, that about it, Vince sent him a video, 3 a.m. in the morning, and he was basically squatting 1,000 pounds. I'm just like, and he was like, you should do that, or make sure Austin Theory is gonna kick your ass, or some shit like that. The guy's nuts. The guy's an absolute madman. But yeah, Vince and Pat McAfee sold the shit out for him. And then eventually it's kind of lackluster. You know, he got a NFL ball, Punk kicked it into Pat McAfee's guts, and then he got the 1, 2, 3. I mean, I didn't expect anything less. He wasn't gonna do like a stunner or a DDT or whatever anyway. So
Nah, have Vince do a shooting star press off the top rope.
for fuck's sake, this ain't 2K, man. So yeah, Vince got the win, gets his W, pretty much eradicates the awful match that he had against Bret Hart all those years back. And yeah, they were celebrating in the ring. Austin Theory's music hit, and Vince completely panicked.
What music?
He completely panicked, and then eventually was like, okay, false alarm, it's all good. And then eventually, you could see that it was building up. He was like, someone's gonna come out. And then of course, glass break, and yeah, then Vince eventually got shook. I was just like, how can you not know the difference between Austin Theories and Austin's theme music? Like they're two different, they don't start the same. Anyway,
one's a millennial theme, one's a fucking shit your pants running high theme.
Yeah. It would definitely remix it if he gets it done by Def Rebel. It was jarring. But yeah, so Austin came out, of course, doing what Austin does, beats the hell out of fake Austin, and yeah, he gives him a stunner.
That sell by Austin Theory with the stunner, holy shit!
Oh, you made sure you wanted it to look good. You wanted it to look good.
Yeah, if I'm doing this, I'm gonna outshine Scott Hall.
You got to do your absolute. You got to do your absolute best selling a stunner when you get stunned by Steve Austin. Not that I can say that much for Vince, though. Oh my god! Whoa, yo! I gotta ask you. Worst stunner? Does it beat Linda's?
No. The only thing I can say about Vince's is that he got stunned so hard, or by like the initial lockout, that it just made him fucking flip out. Linda was like,
I mean, Steve Austin could not have had his laughter. He laughed his ass off. But I mean, like, look,
you see Nick Foley? Man was about to fucking laugh his teeth out.
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, that's definitely top 3, maybe top 2.
Yeah.
So
top 2.
Linda,
top 2. I would say Linda's 1, then
Trump.
Yeah, Trump was fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's. I think those are my 3 now: Vince, Linda, and Trump.
Vince, Linda, and Trump. And if I had to put 2 more, I put that guy from Tough Enough who did it and then ended up getting fired for it. And I can't remember. I think there's some other jobber from like Attitude Era that was shit as well. But yeah,
I mean, Vince normally he can't take stunners that great. Like
even fucking 90 or 80.
I know, but I mean, like, he should know better. Like the guy was so stiff. Like how the hell?
He doesn't give a fuck. He's dead pounding 1,000 pounds. I don't think this motherfucker gives 2 shit.
Oh my god. Anyway, I mean, guys, put in the comments as well as those are watching. What are your top 3 worst stunners that you've ever seen? Put them in order. Like number 1 being the worst, second, and then third. Please put it in the comments. But yeah, that was it was hilarious but terrible. And obviously Pat McAfee got stunned as well. It was hilarious when the camera panned to him and he was like still drinking beer.
That is something I can fucking relate to.
That was cool, man. That was hilarious. But yeah, let's go check the comments. So Matthew, welcome back to the show, Matt. He says, I wonder what Butch's older brother Pete Dunne thinks of this. Fair play. I do wonder as well. And then Numero Superfly says, while the match wasn't great between Vince and Pat, I had lots of fun watching it. But man, Vince selling that stunner from Austin was hilarious. I mean, the guy flopped like a fish. It was literally an old fish. That's what he was.
This whole night of Mania was pretty much fun.
That's what it was. Like I said, this was the entertainment side of Mania, 110%. So you can't really take everything seriously. But yeah, it was. I still enjoyed it. It was still good.
Yeah.
And then next up was, of course, the biggest WrestleMania match of all time.
Why is it every time they fucking say this, the match sucks? You said it for this. They said it for Edge and Orton, and that fucking sucked.
I know.
Stop fucking saying it. It's a jinx.
But like, it's yeah, this went out with a whimper, unfortunately. I mean, it was definitely what Vince visioned, which was of course this
big meaty man slapping meat.
But yeah, this one was.
Is this Brock and Roman's worst match, do you think?
Do you think it's Brock? No. The one at WrestleMania 31 or whatever it was, 33. That one was definitely their worst.
You mean the one in New Orleans where they got fucking shouted out the building with CM Punk chants?
Yes, that one. That's definitely their worst. Like no one cared. I think obviously because the build was so dead, and then obviously when they switched the ending because everyone was expecting Reigns to win, but when Lesnar won, it was just like, well, that's not any better because he's a part timer. Like who cares about it? Like it didn't really help. So yeah, and then yeah, it was just dead. So yeah, this one was the hype obviously killed it this too much. And this was just a standard match. It was like finish.
Yeah, it was
kick
like
out.
spear, F5, suplex city.
Yeah, low blow, hit with the title. We saw that in Crown Jewel. You know, nothing. Obviously, the Usos didn't interfere, but yeah, it was.
I don't want to say it was the worst main event ever, but it was definitely just the most lackluster.
Definitely the most lackluster. I mean, this one was nowhere as bad as Triple H versus Reigns. That sucked ass.
Or Rock and Cena too.
I'll give that one a pass because I was there and I got to see Rock. I got to see Rock, but still, yeah, I agree. Like the first,
Mark.
Sorry,
you fucking Mark.
I know, but still, it's the Rock. But yeah, no, I agree. The first one was better, but yeah, this one was definitely lackluster. I think the thing is with this match, I think more people as fans cared more about the outcome more than the match itself.
I think people wanted to see if either we were going to get a new title design tonight or somehow Brock was going to defeat this Reigns.
Yeah, I think I was more. For me personally, I didn't really care much about the match. If the match was great, that's a bonus. But I was more concerned about who was going to win and carry on. So,
my dumb ass when I woke up this morning to check was when this Mania happened was to check I went straight to the Euro shop to see if the new belt design was out.
Fuck's sake.
What does it look like? Let me know.
It's got to be half black and half blue. That's what it would have been. But yeah, this one was unfortunate. Obviously, there's rumors that it was actually cut short because Reigns has rumored to have suffered an injury. Now, obviously, what happened at Raw is kind of leading more towards that because obviously they said they might have had a torn tricep or bicep.
His arm did look fucked.
His arm did look fucked. I thought he probably tried to do an Alexa Bliss, popping it out of place. I don't know. It was weird. But obviously I didn't really notice it much because obviously he was selling the fact that he had the Kimura lock and he was like, my shoulder's gone, all this kind of stuff. So I don't know, but who knows? We'll find out on SmackDown. Spoiler alert after what happened on Raw, but yeah, we'll find out on SmackDown. But yeah, other than that, didn't hide the fact that this was a lackluster a main event. Definitely overhyped. The build-up was way better, obviously. No one's going to remember the match itself at Mania, unfortunately. But yeah, what was your thoughts on overall, regarding that main event? Wait. I'll help you.
Not cool.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we've seen Rock and Roll so many times that honestly it was just like, it's just the same old thing. Spear, F5, F5 suplex save.
We've seen that match a whole lot of times. I thought it would have been.
It's like New Days and Usos, so fucking overdone.
Yeah. But the thing is that those are usually still entertaining.
Usually.
It's overdone. But yeah, this one was not entertaining. They should have told more of a story, do something similar to what Cena and Reigns did. That was a story, and that was entertaining as fuck. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
they really phoned it in with this one, which is a shame. Hopefully, what they said that the match was cut short because of the injury. Maybe that's what made to change things. But yeah, well, it was.
Well, hopefully, we'll get better soon.
Hopefully, yeah. Definitely get better soon. But yeah, at the end of the day, Reigns retains, and not only retains, becomes the new undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Universal Champion, and that's what matters. Okay, so let's just round it up with night 2. Out of 10, what would you rate night 2?
6.
Ooh, harsh as fuck, but understandable. Understandable. I mean, yeah, like I said, this was definitely the entertainment side of things, while night 1 was the wrestling side of things, solid wrestling and storytelling. The highlight of the match was, of course, highlight of the night was Edge versus AJ Styles. Easily. And I guess the triple threat tag team match.
Like if they took parts of night 1 and night 2 and made it in together, I think this Mania could have been maybe a 9 or a 10.
110%. Yeah, I agree. It would have been a nice neatly tied package. 100%. And of course, Pat McAfee and Austin Theory as well. That was entertaining. So yeah, those were the highlights. I think I'm agree with you. I would say I'll give it a 6 as well. Maybe a 6.5 at a push.
Pushing.
I'm still putting over the fact that this Mania as a whole surprised me. I was really looking forward to dogging the hell out of this damn pay-per-view over the whole weekend. Just how lackluster. I'm pretty sure everyone was, but everyone online for the most part, especially the ones that attended the show, they were happy with it. These people ain't saying cancel the Peacock network or cancel the WWE network. It delivered more than it had any right to. So that's the best.
It wasn't outright terrible.
No.
No. I will say though, I prefer a particular show that aired on Friday to Mania, and that might just be controversial to everybody.
Let us not speak of that right now. We're not talking about that
no.
yet. Not yet. So so that was WrestleMania night 2. Let me know your thoughts on what you thought of what you thought of night 1. What on night 2? What would you think is the strongest out of the two? Numero Superfly also says worst on sales. 1, he says, puts Vince's self from WrestleMania. 2, Linda's, and then Donald Trump. So basically, all the Republicans.
Republicans can't sell.
Yeah, they can't sell for shit. That is, it's crazy. Understandable. I agree. But yeah, moving on. Of course, was last night's Raw after Mania. Usually one of the most anticipated Raws of the year, and the streak continues.
Yes, we should go through Raw quickly because I want to die from alcohol poisoning.
Let's, shall we? So, of course, it started off strong. We got a nice little promo from Cody Rhodes. You could tell that was coming from the heart. His
head popped up like a gopher on his fucking entrance.
Yes. Yeah. What the fuck was that?
No one put a pound in for the meter.
He was literally like, hello.
Is this AEW? No? Okay.
Oh, fuck it. Let me go back down.
Tony Khan.
That was hilarious. It was just like, it was all over the place. You could tell that he was like pissed because he came down to the ramp. He was expecting the pyro. It was like, okay, walk a couple more steps. And then it went off and he was just like, fucking guys.
Why did I come back? God damn it.
It was like, are you guys serious? Like, what is wrong with you? You gotta nail this.
Obviously, we can see from Cody's promo that he's going to be like a big baby face.
Yeah, by looks of things, yeah. So, I'm
not trying to be a dick. I really like Cody. I really, really do. I think he's great, but I feel like he's trying to be too hard, much like his dad.
Well, he's trying to live for his dad, isn't it?
I
So
know,
I
but it's
mean,
really, really, really damaging him though.
yes, it's leaning too hard into it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, um, it's a bit of an odd one. I don't know how this is going to pan out. So obviously he gave his obviously passionate thing about his father and his basically
Like, it's a
going for
good
the
promo.
WWE
Don't
title.
get me wrong. It was a good promo.
It was good. It was good. He's good. He was definitely good. And they're doing the right thing. That he's
Mhm.
aiming to go for the big title. And of course, like you said, Seth Rollins came out. I was expecting a promo war, like him just gunning down AEW or some madness, but they basically shook hands, like you said. And there's mutual respect. I don't think this will be the last time we'll see them too. I don't know where this puts Seth. I don't know if he's a face now or whatever,
No,
but
no.
but yeah,
Do you think it's annoying that they don't mention AW at all? Because it's not
oh yeah,
like
it's annoying.
it's not like the community's dumb. They know where the fuck he's been for the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's because, and I thought he was going to allude to that because at the beginning of his promo he says, "So, what do you guys want to talk about?" Like, you know what I mean. So, oh, like, where should we start?
Jesus
So
Christ.
it is annoying. That's the thing. WWE have their heads so far deep into the sand. They literally think they're the only promotion. I mean, that they, like I said in their press release, the most they did was say that he was a 3-time TNT champion, but didn't say where on what promotion. That could be anywhere. So yeah, it's really weird. I hate it, but I got a feeling in some promos they maybe not say by name or they're gonna acknowledge it in like we know that you've been elite elsewhere, but this is the big leagues or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
It's fucking
It's
dumb,
really
though.
petty.
It's because
Really,
they're
really
so
petty.
fucking control your narrative, huh? That they just really just don't care about it. It's fucking nippy. It's fucking
Yeah. It's stupid. I mean, ever since Sami Zayn said it, he put a fucking rubber stamp on that shit. That no.
It's
Fuck
fucking
all that
Sami
shit.
Zayn's the G.
Yeah, of course. But anyway, so yeah, that obviously
Yes.
started. And then of course, what other high points of the show was? So of course,
Veer arrived.
who?
Veer.
Yes, Veer finally came. He came all over the place. Yeah, so basically, so so the Mysterios, it was what was it, Dominic against the Miz in a
Yep.
surprising squash match, might I add. What the hell
Mhm.
happened there? And then yeah, Veer came out, and then basically beat down Dominic and Ray. I think he beat down both of them, didn't he? Crowd, he got over with the crowd. Obviously, this is an international crowd. They were coming out with some mad chants last night as well. It was really weird.
So fucking good.
We are losers. I love it, man. I love
I want
watching
Veer
it.
to win a title so bad now. I want him to win a title. I don't give a fuck. Have him
You
win
want
both.
Veer to win the title?
Yes, I don't give a fuck. Have him win both the tag titles and unify them and make a new belt. Have him win the United States title and just be like, yes, fuck you all. Have him squash Jinder Mahal and be like, I am the Maharaja now. He's like, the great
Why
Khali
not?
friend.
Why fucking not? Definitely. But yeah, very, 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 very good.
I will say, we had a new debut tonight on the Raw, which was really cool. Elias's younger brother came.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so first off, all right, we're jumping ahead. All right, so first off, of course, there was the tag team match between Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan.
Like, chaos, fuck
Naomi...
that. No one gives a shit about the tag team division. We're going right to this.
Wait a minute, nigga, wait a minute. Wait. So obviously, Naomi and Sasha Banks won. There was a little fallout between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. That's why I'm saying there's more to that going into with Edge possibly. So obviously they were walking up the ramp. Kevin Owens didn't bother to wait until he got to the back. He went straight out, started talking about the shit that happened at.
Yeah, can you see I'm trying to fast forward you to the good part?
And then of course you see Ezekiel come up on the title drawing. So that was just
Ezekiel Jackson.
My God. I was like, what is this? I was like, okay, cool. And then I see this default character come out from a distance, and I'm like, and then there was absolutely no reaction from the crowd
Nobody knew who the
dead.
fuck it was, which is hilarious. The shit music, shit chatting on. This guy in like standard trunks and like that. Who the fuck is this clown? Someone's job.
Default one. This is when you press random or shuffle when you create a character on 2K. So obviously I'm watching it.
Literally, it takes until he gets into the ring and the camera eyes on him that everyone goes, "Oh fucking hell!"
Everyone went like Japanese anime. They were like, "Nani?
You fucking hell!" Look at formerly known as Elias. What the fucking hell?
And then man says he's Ezekiel.
But it's the fact that like they could have done like, "Oh, Ezekiel, welcome to WWE," and Kevin Owens is like, "Elias, is that you?"
Bitch, no, you Elias. And it was like, no, I'm his younger brother. I don't know who you're on about. It was just like, this guy. And look, the thing is, we actually saw a leaked image of this. Apparently, this was meant to be in 2K22.
Yeah.
But Vince said that it looked too much similar to Randy Savage. Or some shit like that.
How the fuck? Jesus. And this is the fact the crowd were chanting. It's like, "I'm not Ezekiel." "Yes, you are. Yes, you are."
It was absolutely hilarious.
What's even funnier than that is that Walk with Elias now becomes Walk with Ezekiel.
Walk with Ezekiel. Oh, walk with Ezekiel. Oh, yeah, man. That could work.
Yeah,
That sounds weird when the crowd says it, but yeah, we'll see. So obviously Kevin Owens saying like, "You got 5 seconds to get out of my ring." He was counting down and he leaves. I was just like,
on your shit.
That's not how countdowns to beatdowns work. So I don't know. So we'll see what happened. Left Ezekiel there, Jack to the gills. Nice to see Ezekiel back, but God, I'm morbidly curious as to where this is gonna go, because I don't know if he's, does he have flipping not ADHD, what's that thing like, what's that? Multiple personal disorder.
Oh, schizophrenia.
That's the one. Yeah. But yeah, we'll just have to see. All I know is when I saw this, I was just like,
what is your malfunction?
Basically. Imagine. Oh my god! Imagine Dickhead Dave walks into like a help center and just sees people and is like, "What is your function?" He's like, "Jesus Christ, I need some help with these, for fuck's sake."
No, you should do that in full dress outfit. That's what you should do. That would fit
like
perfectly.
Fucking douchebag Dave with the popped up polo shirt. Interrupted Murray Canellis at the Slammies.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm saying that Ezekiel could be like Festus when he hears the bell rings, he turns into Elias.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I hope not. No, didn't like it then. Wouldn't like it now. That is cringe, and also an offense to it, especially with the culture that we have now. Yeah, we get triggered now. Nah, on that. So before we carry on, just going to quickly go through the comments. Anthony Monzano, welcome back to the channel, bros. Hi, fellas. It's been a while. How are you today? We're very good, thank you very much. After Damian Priest, who do you think joins NXT? Who do you think joins next in Edge's new stable? Well, we actually dabbled on this. Thank you for joining in.
Tommaso Ciampa has to be one of them too.
Which one? Sorry,
Rhea Ripley or Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, those are my picks. I can't think of anyone else. Maybe Liv Morgan, maybe Nikki ASH. No, I'm joking. I'm fucking joking. I am fucking joking.
But yeah, out dressed like fucking Batman from Poundland. And
superheroes for justice. But yeah, those are my 2 picks, as well as Soul's 2 picks. But yeah, Numero Superfly also says Raw last night sucked. Too many video packages and talking segments. Also, while it's cool, Braun got the championship belt. Okay, it made the entire match at NXT's pay-per-view.
Yeah, correct. Let's talk about this. This is fucking stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, of course, one of the matches was, of course, Braun Breaker against Dolph Ziggler randomly on tonight's Raw for the NXT Championship. And obviously he lost clean. I believe. Did he lose clean?
Yeah, lost clean.
But for some reason he gets another shot at it. And
I don't fucking know. This should have won at the NXT pay-per-view to cement, the NXT fucking title.
I honestly think that this was just for a ratings pop and obviously to give him a more exposure because obviously it's Monday Night Raw. That's all it was. But the thing is, NXT is still being treated as if it's still fighting against AEW. You know, there's still random matches put together just to. It's weird. It's just to get a cheap pop at a rating. And yeah, this is definitely it. I thought that Braun Breaker was being moved up to the main roster. Obviously, that's not the case now. It's not like NXT is getting more exposure. It's just solely for Braun Breaker. But this is so haphazard, and yeah, I don't agree with it. It just didn't make any sense. But yeah, again, Jamie, if you please,
You're a donut. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. You're stupid.
Yeah, it's just that's my thoughts on that. I agree. It was just absolutely stupid. But yeah, let's move on. Anthony comes back with going back. Honestly, there's my complete stable is Edge, Damian Priest, Dexter Lumis, and Rhea Ripley.
Dexter Lumis could be the powerhouse.
He could very well be the powerhouse. And it kind of goes with the age group because that guy is actually older than you think. I think and even Damian Priest is older than you think. He's nearly 40.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So
you're gonna be called the fucking seniors.
Maybe, but I mean, like, I think it's to the point where he's 40, but he's not overexposed. Like how we know you got your Goldbergs and you got your
the worst ones.
Yeah, he's still got time. He's actually still got time. So we'll see what happens there.
And then happened was Lashley, right?
What happened next? I'm just reading back, obviously, in my notes. Bareback. What did I say that? Weird. Be right back. That's what I said. Yeah. So yeah, it was of course Bobby Lashley again coming out with MVP. Basically just talking about how it was fun being at WrestleMania and taking down Omos and all that stuff. Obviously, Omos came out, started saying, I want to. I think Soul is out. Soul, hello. I think he may be gone. Oh dear, we're having technical difficulties. Apologies, guys. I'm sure he'll be back. But yeah, let me just whilst he's sorting out his stuff, I'm gonna go back to some of the comments. Anthony says, I feel this way to give him the moment because his father and uncle got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's why they had him regain the title yesterday. I think it would have made sense him actually going into the Hall of Fame as champion, maybe, and maybe like passing it over to him, like passing it over to them, like as a little, like a little gesture. But yeah, it was really ill-timed. He should have won at NXT Stand and Deliver. It's a bigger pay-per-view. It's a bigger, event than a random Raw. It didn't make sense. It would make sense him actually winning it at Stand and Deliver and retaining at Raw if they really wanted him to be there. But yeah, they're really freestyling it with him and they're just putting him in all these different positions. And yeah, it just felt very haphazard. Like that wasn't the original plan. That definitely wasn't the original plan. They inducted Steiner. They announced that Steiner was going to be there a few weeks before, so they could have easily made him win it at Stand and Deliver, and then I don't know. It's all over the freaking place, And yeah, I don't really agree with that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on it anyway. But yeah, I just got a message from Saul. He's saying there was he's just having some technical difficulties. But yeah, he's unfortunately he's not going to be coming back. Unfortunately, so but yeah, I'll finish it off anyway. He said to finish it off without him. But yeah, of course. Oh wait, I'm just messaging him back right now. In the comments. Anyway, yeah. So the next match was, of course, the Usos and Austin Theory versus RK Bro and Finn Balor. I feel like what is it they have against the US champion and the IC champion. They have completely fed them to Austin Theory. What is it with that? It's really, really odd. I don't understand it, but of course, Usos and Austin Theory won in their match, and Finn Balor had to take the pin. Really, really, I feel bad for Finn Balor. He got a major title that he's had in a long while, and they're just doing him dirty, absolutely dirty. Don't agree with it. But yeah, going back to the Omos and Bobby Lashley thing, of course, MVP has turned heel against Bobby Lashley, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what's going on there. Obviously, Lashley's gone fully babyface, and yeah, we just have to play by ear, see what's going on there. It's unfortunate. I was loving when Lashley was heel, look the part, act the part, great. We'll see what happens here. I just don't want it to go full, happy-go-lucky, babyface. I want it to be a badass babyface. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. But yeah, Anthony says, and I think they might have Bobby Lashley on his own, possibly leading stable with Gable and Bobby Steven. Oh, you mean Gable Stevenson? Maybe. I think they're really pushing Gable to be his own man. And yeah, Lashley doesn't need a stable. Clearly, they tried the stable thing twice and they got bored very quickly. So yeah, I think they're probably going to do the solo thing. I would love to see him become champion again and have a babyface run this time. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And of course, there was the fallout between Carmella and Queen Zelina. They've pretty much gone their separate ways. Who cares? And then, of course, there was the Edge and Damian Priest promo. Edge obviously introducing Damian Priest. And yeah, still loving the gimmick. He's all purple. Completely gone in love with it. We'll see what happens. They haven't had a name on it. I can't really think of a name. So something metal related. That's why I think something metal related, because they love their metal. So we'll see what happens there. Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy, another throwaway match, something that you will see in a house show. It is what it is. Street Profits won through a table. Nonetheless, it was a Texas Tornado match. It was fun, but nothing really to write home about. And then the final bit, which was, of course, Roman Reigns cutting a promo. Didn't let on too much, didn't do much. He came out, held both titles. You could see he was grimacing. He was in pain. Can't tell if that was kayfabe or not. And he's saying, they were listening off the stats of all the major accolades and all this stuff that's happened on the since he's been champion. Highest gate receipts, all this stuff. All awesome, accolades to have. So, and then he basically said, what's next for me? You're going to have to tune into SmackDown to find out. But until then, acknowledge me. That's all it was. It was not a good way to use Reigns. This could have been in the middle of the show, not at the end, without someone coming out. This would have been a decent time for Cody Rhodes to come out and just have a little stare down. That would have been awesome. But they didn't do that. Ended the show in a whimper, and yeah, that's what I can say. So it was another lackluster Raw after Mania. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Not as bad as the one where it was in New York, and then we had Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston against The Bar. That was and Lars Sullivan. That was a terrible Raw after Mania. I was at that one, so that sucked ass. But yeah, let's just hope the best for Roman Reigns. Hopefully he's not injured bad. We'll see what happens. And but yeah, other than that, that's what I have to say on Raw Mania. Very lackluster. I'll give it probably about 5. I'll say about 5. Definitely 5 out of 10 for Raw after Mania. They really dropped the ball regarding Raw after Mania these past few years. So yeah, very disappointing. Let's see if they pick it up. But let's go check out in the comments before we sign off. If the numero Superfly says, if WWE does not do Becky versus Bianca in a hair versus tie match at WrestleMania Backlash, should they do Bianca versus Asuka? I was totally expecting Asuka to come out when Bianca did her promo. She was always saying, you know, I'm going to be champion for a long time. You know, no one's going to take this from me. You know, it is what it is. So, yeah, I was hoping to see Asuka or maybe even Bailey come out. I think Becky's going to go away for a while. We've had her for a long time since SummerSlam. I think she's going to have a little bit of a break, I would like to say, you know, for her to recuperate from the loss of finally losing the title, you know, after having it for so long, you know. So I think something like that, she would have to take time to recuperate and nurse her ego, so to speak, you know. So that's why I think Asuka, it's a shame they didn't pull the trigger, making her show up at Raw. I don't know what they're doing with Asuka. It's really, really weird. I hope everything is fine, but we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, Anthony says, do you think they might eliminate both titles and have one title belt, or he loses one belt to someone on Raw? He's not going to lose it to someone on Raw. It's more than likely he's going to relinquish it and just says, you know what, I don't want this title anymore. The Universal is the one that I won. That's the one I care about. That's one I think that is more superior. I'll just relinquish. I just wanted to take it off Lesnar just to show how much of a badass I am, that I can take any title when I want to, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I think that's going to happen. They are going to still have two separate titles on separate shows, because that's what the network wants. So yeah, definitely they're going to keep the titles separately. And then they're probably going to hold a tournament for the WWE title. Might see Cody Rhodes enter it. Maybe that's how he wins it. But yeah, me personally, I would have loved to see Cody Rhodes actually take the title off Roman Reigns. But it's clear that he's going to be on the Raw brand. And they need a little star power they can get on Raw. So 110%, it makes sense for him to stay on Raw. Makes it just about tolerable. You know, this is the first time that WWE has got someone jump ship from AEW, a major star from AEW to WWE. They ain't gonna burn this chance. There's a lot of people that's left WWE to go to AEW. They are major stars. Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole. You know what I mean? You know, so they ain't gonna mess this up. But it's fine. It's about time they have had someone jump over to WWE, and you know, they ain't gonna. You should hope they don't blow this. You know what I mean? And Cody Rhodes has said in his media scrum that he's going to have a lot more say when it comes to the creative stuff. Like he says when the writers come over and gives him a little little promo to do, he's gonna lie. He said he's blatantly going to lie to them, saying, "Yeah, that's good. I'm definitely going to say it when I'm going to go out there." He's not going to say it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's going to be his own person. That promo that he did last night was from the heart. So, and he knows what he's doing out there. He's a major star, and it's about time WWE actually gets someone that is a major star and treats them like that without repackaging them, and when there's nothing wrong with them in the first place. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about it. So, but yeah, definitely going to be two separate titles. Anthony says, I think this current Edge character is a mixture of his master manipulator and brute character. It feels like a cult leader. Yeah, it's a cult. 110% it's a cult. Apologies. It definitely feels like a cult leader. Could be something. It's refreshing for Edge. And it feels like he's passing his legacy down to newer generation, building his own brood, and that's good. It's something that you know that people can say that are in the stable that they were part of the new brood, so to speak. You know what I mean? So yeah, 100. It's refreshing. I'm tired of, you know, all the grit and you know all that's not happy go lucky Edge, but you know it's refreshing for Edge, and I could take him seriously. He's more tolerable now, so that's why I think of the Edge character. But yeah, I'm going on a tangent. I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. But yeah, unfortunately, Soul left abruptly due to technical difficulties. He apologizes. He will be there next time, so don't you worry about that. But yeah, make sure, like I said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way. Trust me, it does. Helps the channel, helps everyone, helps the algorithm, and it makes the owner of Wrestling Republic know that you actually care about the show. So please make sure you like, share, subscribe. It goes a long way. And also, of course, whilst we're talking about Wrestling Republic, make sure you go and follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Republic, as well as the official Take It to the Table Instagram at official_TITTT. So you'll be updated when we go live, and all the news, quizzes, all that stuff, and all any new videos. So yeah, next time we'll be here, we'll be obviously talking about AEW Dynamite. And of course, we'll be finally talking about Ring of Honor, Supercon of Honor. I know you guys have been waiting for us to pretty much dabble into that. So don't worry, we are going to talk about that. We got Ignacio hopefully in the building to talk about it as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. So until then, I have been your host, Chaos, and have a good evening, guys. Peace.